We have 4 organizations that come together to put this together. So we've got Associated Collegiate Press, College Media Association, College Broadcasters, Inc., and College Media Business and Advertising Managers. So we all come together, decide which tracks we want to do, and then, just make sure that we have the faculty in those tracks, that they have we've got a common schedule with some breaks and some things like that. Bring the keynotes together, so each group's responsible for a keynote event during the convention. So then with some of them, because all the faculty are pretty much from out of town, so since we're based here in Minneapolis, the folks at ACP help break the people into any events they might want to use, any events they might want to go to. So we try to get that set up for them. So just kind of as the local folks to help with that. Also on our end, we have to work with classroom management to make sure we've got classrooms for all of the different tracks, make sure that we have the residence halls in place for the folks who are staying over. Parking is another area, and and then we take care of the registration and the billing and everything, so it keeps us hopping. So yeah, it does take a lot of front work and a lot of middle work and some follow-up work as well. But this workshop, which we started 4 years ago, has been seeing tremendous growth, tremendous enthusiasm, and I think it's really great to see all of these tracks come together and all of these different media outlets get to travel together to attend this largest college media workshop in the summer. But I needed to hear from the students and the faculty on what do they think that we can do to make it better. So there's always room for improvement. We're always open for ideas, and if we can make it happen, we will. Yeah, for the next event, it's just looking at, is there another track we need to be, looking at? Is there something that, digital journalism is another track that got pretty large, and so do we need to break that down into 2 different tracks? Organizational leadership is really large. Do we need to break that down? Storytelling ended up being a really large track, so we're looking at some different ways, again, to provide the students the best experience they can get. ACP, and then I have a high school affiliation, National Scholastic Press Association, so we do about 8 conventions, workshops a year. This one is one of my favorites just because it's in the summer and people are planning for the next year and everyone's all gung-ho and very excited about, getting started. So, it's kind of like the beginning of baseball season. Anything is possible, right now. And so it's great to see everyone get their plans in place and look at what they can do to make theirs the best year yet. Everyone needs communication skills. If you look at what's the number one thing employers are really looking for, they want somebody who can communicate, and I think there's no better place to do that than in student media, because you have to be responsible for what you write because it goes to the masses, it goes to the public. So I think that's really, really important. You don't need to be a journalism major to be on staff. Many times it's great to have all those different voices with different experiences to come to challenge, what the status quo might be with their student newspaper. So yeah, so there's just all kinds of great opportunities.
I can't really speak to the massive changes from the previous years to today, except for the fact that it is clearly becoming more and more popular by the size of our tracks. For example, storytelling reporting started with 25 and then 35, and then we had like 50 people register, and we broke out somewhere around 40 at the end, but that's a lot of students willing, and their schools willing to say, hey, this is a great summer training opportunity. I'm on the diversity committee for the College Media Association, so one of the things that I would like to see improve is to have a greater diversity in terms of the teachers and the trainers, and that we continue to work to bring guest speakers in who are diverse in all kinds of ways: class, race, ability, whether or not they use a wheelchair or not, whether they're out or not. We did have a lot of that this year. I would like to see us improve in terms of having speakers that come from a multitude of backgrounds. So what makes this event really unique, and I would encourage anyone looking at this to consider coming or sending their students, is you are not going to find a better time to get new staff excited about what they can accomplish next year in their news outfit at their university, where you can focus, and there are so many different tracks offered at one place, allowing such a great focus with such talented professionals here to give so much of their time to students.
Vibrance, experience, eye-opening.
I think this is pretty remarkable. The event's been growing every year, and we have something like 353 students this year. The leadership track has 85 students in it with 4 separate advisors doing the work. And I think the best part for me is that I've seen students from all across the country having conversations where they're getting to know each other, and they're talking about the different issues in their newsroom. And I feel inspired that so many young journalists are asking such good questions and are dedicated to this craft, and also that they're learning new skills that they're going to take back to their newsrooms.
I went to New York at the Marriott for the last one that we had in March, and that was really different. I was expecting it to be like that again, where you just have a lot of different sessions and you just pick and choose like what you want to learn about, which was really cool. I learned a lot, but this was definitely a lot more targeted, and exactly I'm going to be using a lot of skills that I wouldn't have necessarily honed in on if I had a lot of options to choose from.
This has been extremely educational. I've actually never attended a workshop before, and so we actually had enough money in our budget to send some of our staff, and I was fortunate enough to be able to be here, and it's just been a huge educational experience.
Informative, engaging, informative. I feel like I learned a lot of information and like skills that I wouldn't have learned at my school, because my school has a minor, so it's only about 4 classes, so we can't possibly go over everything there is about journalism. So it also gives me a chance to practice my skills outside of my institution. And I get to meet a lot of new people from all over the United States of America.
This mega workshop is so special mainly because what it does is provide a number of different ways to learn. Instead of, and you're also concentrating in one area over the course of 4 days. At most conferences, you have you've got a session on this subject or this subject, and it's over within an hour. At this conference, you're concentrating on leadership or storytelling and reporting or radio programming or visuals or 12 different tracks, and you're concentrating on that for 4 days. And you're learning not only in getting presentations from the best advisors in the business, but also you're learning through your experiential learning opportunities. You're doing stories yourself. You're doing visual stories yourself. You are working with getting critiques of your newspaper. You're getting consultations with advisors and professionals. So that's what makes this, to me, that's what makes this mega workshop special. You have 4 days to concentrate on one area, and there's so many different ways you can learn. You get to concentrate on your area of specialty for 4 days, and you get to learn in so many different ways instead of just going to a particular conference and learning from people a little bit at a time.
There are skill sets that you can take, past graduation, even if you're not going to be a journalist, that's going to be worthy of you spending 4 days with us here in Minneapolis. They can definitely contact the collegemediaworkshop.com website. They can, look at our websites, studentpress.org/ACP, And, SimBAM has a website, so their information would be on it. College Media Association has their website, collegemedia.org, and CBI has theirs. You would see the full thrust of everything on the megaworkshop.com.
Okay.
What was the question again?
Oh, just tell me how you felt about this event in total, basically.
It's really refreshing to know that there's other people. I mean, I know there's other journalists my age, there's so many student newspapers, but it's the fact that at my school I can kind of be an introvert when it comes to relating to people at my newspaper with our struggles, and this event kind of forced me to be an extrovert about that and reach out to others, share my frustrations, and then also get advice from them. So it's really nice to be connecting with others, and I have some pretty great friends that I've met too, so that's really nice.
This is my first year at this conference. I have sent students before, and they've always come back with positive experiences. So the reason I was happy to be asked to help with the reporting storytelling track to inspire future students. But this is a remarkable event because you get so many different journalism organizations that are dedicated to student training to come together. We're helping set folks up to have a great academic year on their campus. We get as much out of it as advisors, I think, as students do. We're learning from the students, which is part of why we like doing this. And we're all obsessed with news and writing, so we also get to meet up with our fellow advisors. There's also a simultaneous track going on right now for new advisors so that they can go into September feeling like they've got the skills. And that's what things like College Media Association and the other groups that are here can bring to the table. And it's a nice thing to do in the middle of the summer if you can make it in, and the location's wonderful.
What makes this event so special?
What makes this event so special? So when you go to the big journalism conferences, usually there it's a potpourri. You as a student can pick the different workshops that you want to go to. And there may be special things. If you're a photojournalist, you can go to all the tracks that have to do with photography, and there might be like a contest on site where you can shoot photography. This is a working conference where you pick, hopefully with the assistance of your advisor, a track that will fit you and what your skills most need at that moment, and you just dedicate yourself to that, and you stay with your same group through the entire thing, which also over the days allows people to form some friendships, and hopefully they'll stay in touch as their careers go forward.
How would you think that the event could improve, or what do you think made the event so much better than the rest?
So not, we should wait for